Chairman and Ranking Member McGovern. It is absolutely horrifying that Republicans and Donald Trump want to send $70 billion in more taxpayer dollars to ICE, which is already the most well-funded law enforcement agency in the United States, receiving more funding than many national militaries around the world. This is an agency that has ripped parents apart from children, deported asylum seekers and green card holders, terrorized communities, and hid their faces from the public while doing it. One of the most disturbing aspects of the entire Trump mass deportation agenda has been the corruption and the profit that companies are raking in by brutalizing immigrants and destroying our communities. These for-profit companies like CoreCivic and Geo Group literally make billions of dollars to lock people in cages, deprive them of food and water, and subject them to medical neglect. It is appalling, it is grotesque, and it is shameful. It's also staggeringly corrupt, with a few companies and their top executives making billions of dollars at the expense of the legal rights and liberty of human beings. Frankly, it is absurd that Donald Trump and Republicans are shoveling billions in contracts to their friends and allies while regular Americans cannot afford health care, they cannot afford groceries, or their electric bills. My amendments would place an outright ban on these for-profit private detention centers, making sure that these companies no longer have incentive or opportunity to lock up as many people as possible with hardly any meaningful oversight or accountability. The things that I've personally seen in detention centers like Eloy and Florence in Arizona, as well as an ICE holding facility at a Phoenix area airport, are truly shocking. People packed into cells like animals, begging for water and medical attention. I've witnessed people vomiting blood. I have a constituent named Yari who has leukemia, who has been in an ICE facility for over a year and has lost 70 pounds because of the neglect she has faced. I've spoken to legal residents who were snatched up by ICE without any due process whatsoever. And it's all being done in service of profit, corruption, and a vile system of deportation quotas. These are the same companies that promised their shareholders a Donald Trump presidency would be a golden opportunity for their bottom line. We need to outlaw these private detention centers, demand accountability, and pass my REIN and ICE package of legislation to eliminate inhumane conditions in ICE facilities. My other amendments would include a requirement for a nationwide internet-accessible reporting system for each instance of disease, injury, or health concern in a detention facility. We saw just last week that Acting Director of ICE, David Venturella, amazingly a former top executive at Geo Group, direct his agency to eliminate a requirement to report the death of detainees in ICE detention that occur within 30 days of release. People are literally dying in ICE's care, and instead of addressing the problem, they'd rather just pretend it doesn't exist and cover it up like so many other aspects of the Trump regime. We cannot allow ICE and these for-profit detention contractors to continue to abuse human beings and block all accountability. I urge House Republicans to join Democrats for once to stop a completely out-of-control president and his authoritarian paramilitary force. I yield back.